Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Ruben Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible.
Show. You're watching RubenRubioTX live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. I'm 8-Bit Rich, and with this, as always, is RubenRubioTX himself. How's it going, Ruben?
It's going pretty good. It's going good, pretty good today. Today, we're going to cover a couple of bases. First of all, I just want to commemorate Esaú Mata, that today we're going to have his funeral here in Heavenly Grace in La Feria, and our prayers and our thoughts are with his family, his mom and dad, his wife, and he will truly be missed. I think he was taken way before his time, but unfortunately, life is that way, and we just gotta be there for the family. That's as much as I can say about that.
Yeah. So, it's been an interesting weekend. We actually had quite a bit of rain, unexpected, over the weekend. I'm pretty sure a bunch of accidents may have happened. It's stuff that you don't really plan for. And how does that coincide with what we're talking about today, the unfortunate events that happen around us?
Well, that's very interesting that you talk about that, Richard. That's why we talk about when you have a life insurance policy, I try to recommend to most people to set money aside on the APDF. I've talked about that program. You can put anywhere from $10 to $100 or more, whatever you can afford, into that money, and it starts accumulating. It is only taxable when they start drafting a lot of money. If you don't pay it back, then that's when you pay some money. But that's money that you accumulate in the event of an emergency, of an accident, or we had been talking about financial protection through our supplements, and some people say, oh, I don't want to put money into the supplements. Well, then be prepared to have a fund that will help you out in the future, because all these things are very expensive, Richard, whatever procedure. Yeah. Now, let's take, for example, like some of these people that, unfortunately, they were out and about driving and their car got stuck in the water. Many people don't understand that, cars start floating after 6 or 8 inches of water. And if your car isn't a very heavy car, it'll be dragged. We don't live in San Antonio. We don't live in San Antonio or Houston, where unfortunately there were deaths due to this, that their cars got swept away. They said, no, si la hago, the mentality, no, I can do it. I can make it. Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't make it, and of course, then this falls into other categories like, accidental death or accidental, things that happen, hey, you know what? Now I have to replace a car. And how do you do it? If your insurance will say, you know what, we can't cover your car because you were dumb enough to drive through water. And of course they have to report that when the cops do the initial report on whatever accident you had. Now, sometimes it's not something you can control, like your car is parked out in the front and you're in a flood zone. You didn't know that, and that stuff. But still, the APDF is money that you set aside for such events. You can, simply, $100 a month, $100 a month, and a year's $1,200. They'll give you $36 per year on interest that your money's going to be making. Compound that. Let's say 5-10 years. You never know. That money will come in handy. You can use that as an emergency fund, or you can use that as the fund that I keep telling people. Look, an emergency fund is that you need to have at least 6 months of living expense on hand at all times, and how it is, Richard. Most people live from paycheck to paycheck, and they never have anything in their reserve. They don't ever have anything ready just in case something happens, and most people tell me, oh, Mr. Rubio, I can set money aside, and some do, thank God. And then some don't. Some simply just say, no, I'll get it later, Hey, guess what? We're gonna renew your insurance because it's been 10 years. You have a 10-year renewable term or a 20-year renewable term. It's been that long. Yes, time flies. And you were gonna build up your cash value to be ready in case of an incident. And what happened? Well, they weren't ready. And then I get this other thing that I was talking to Ralph earlier today, and of course I mentioned to you that some people they like to barter their insurance. They want to negotiate. Say, Mr. Rubio, let's say I give you this much money and you give me this much insurance. Wait a minute, I can't do that. I have a set price, set rules. At your age, your height, your weight, this is what I can offer you. Now, if you have excellent health or super excellent health, then the company gives you that, initiative to say, hey, guess what? We found you in excellent health or preferred health or super preferred health. We can discount your rate because you're in a good standing. But then, of course, that also goes the other way, unfortunately. They tell you, hey, guess what? Your health isn't that good, but we can still accept you. And people have gotten mad with me and tell me, no, Mr. Rubio, you promised me this. No, I told you this is what we're going to submit. And the company's the one that gives the final say. And a lot of people like the final say sometimes because, unfortunately, we deal with something called our mortality, Nunca sabes, and as I tell some of them, look, first of all, we're not at the pulga, we're not at the flea market, we're not at your, garage sale, your yard sale. I can't give you a discount because I'm not an officer of the company. I work for the companies, but I can't give you a discount unless you earn it through your good health. And that's the way, the cookie crumbles, I know of people that told me, oh, Mr. Rubio, when we see this certain client come by our car lot, every salesman disappears because they want to negotiate the car to nothing. So, well, I can't do that either. I can't. I mean, it's impossible. But answering your question about how does this pertain when there's an accident or there's like damages to your home? The APDF is probably one of the best plans out there for you to set money aside just for such an event. I mean, I'm sorry, accidents happen, life changes from one moment to the other. Like today you could be good and healthy and, sometimes some people, they turn the wrong way or they get hit the wrong way and you get twitched and you are not able to function like you usually do,
Well, I just want to welcome Mauricio Rodriguez and Giovanna Correa to the show. You're here live with RubenRubioTX, streaming through YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And we're talking about the APDF. And one thing I guess I would like if you could elaborate more on is, you said versus, saving money at home, putting it in the APDF, it earns like an interest.
Yes.
Is that,
Here's the way it works. It's not like, you've probably heard this too, Richard, that people say, well, you know what, Mr. Rubio, I've got money and I've got it under my mattress. Tengo dinero bajo de la cama. I have not met anybody nowadays that has money under their couch or their sofa or their bed. As people make money, get their money, they spend it. And we have not become a nation of people that have learned to save money, in case of things happen. And it takes a strong discipline to do it. I told them, look, you don't have to, discipline yourself that extremely. Just set it aside on your life insurance that you already have and think of it as a regular payment of anything else. Richard, people pay for their washing machine, their drying machine, their refrigerator, their couches, their sofas, all these things. You have an ample way of paying. You go down to the local furniture store, or you find a way how to spread out the money that you make, because then it becomes too hard. So when you have a life insurance policy, you can do the same thing to set aside money. Now, it's not a savings, okay? It's just that you're accumulating the money that will make interest for yourself. As long as you don't touch it within a year, the company will pay you up to 3%. And then if it's a good year, they pay more. Okay? So depending on the year, how it's going, and how you're building that money, you don't touch it, it builds up something decent. Now, this is not your 401k. This is not your annuity. This is not your retirement. We're not trying to set up a retirement account. We're trying to set up extra money just in case an event happens like we had this weekend. I was watching the news. I saw this person's car had in the city of Donna. It was in its parking space, but then in the morning it was on top of a tree.
Oh wow!
It's not going to be the same after bringing it down. Or how you bring it down, I don't know. That has nothing to do with me. But at the same time, hey, guess what? Lightning struck a house in Edinburgh, and it burned it down.
Wow.
Things like this happen. We would see it in the insurance, catalog, and it would say an act of God. Most coverages that homeowners have, if you don't have that phrase in your insurance, that you have in case of wind, or storm, or anything, it's an act of God, and your house is not covered. This is not like in case somebody drove through your driveway and went straight to your house. That would be covered. That would be covered.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have I guess one more question. Is like I've noticed like if you have like a CD savings or something like that, when you try to take money out, there's usually like penalties and extra fees and all this other stuff about it. What happens in this?
If you have a CD, they don't let you take it out. If it's not up to the term when it's supposed to be withdrawn, you can't touch your money. That money belongs to the bank because you signed the contract saying, hey, I'm going to keep this CD for 5 years, or I'm going to keep it for 6 months. You signed a contract, and you sign away your money, and you can't have access to the money because it's no longer in your possession. It's in their possession. But like I'm saying, the APDF is money that you build and it accumulates, and in the event of such a tragedy or in a need, I need this money because I need them to come and fix my roof, or I need them to fix my wall, or something like that. You have access to it because you don't need to sign a contract with me. All you need to say is set this money aside, and there it is. You need the money, I bring you out the form. Okay, let's go ahead and ask for the money, and they will mail it directly to you. I don't have anything to do with it. The company has everything to do with it. So it's not like, oh, Mr. Rubio has a bunch of money at home. I don't have a bunch of money at home. I just have paper to get your money, But that's the way it usually works, and we try to, do the best for our clients. And like, I have people that tell me, hey, Mr. Rubio, we've been thinking about going to Hawaii. Really? Yeah. So how are you going to do it? Well, we've not been real good, administrators at setting money aside to go to Hawaii, and we've been doing it for years. Use the APDF. You have a nice trip. You want to buy the nice, tickets to go over there and come back and stay a week over there. Because, going to Hawaii, it's not a 3-day stay. You know what I mean? You're going to spend thousands of dollars on just flying out there and just to spend 3 days. I don't think so. So you want at least a week and a half, or 2 weeks. Well, splurge. Hey, set aside $300 a month. Wait about 3 years, 4 or 5 years, 3 years. Hey, you've got enough for flights, you've got enough for meals, you've got enough for hotels, you've got enough for buying all those wonderful trinkets that your relatives are gonna want. Fuiste para Hawaii, no me trajiste nada. Yo quería una hula. Yo quería esto. I wanted at least a shell that said Hawaii. You know how family members are. We love them, we can't get rid of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
another question, I guess, what
the APDF helps out. Now, going back to what we've been talking originally about, like this week that we had storms, and we've had cars that, the water raised so high that water went into the cars. And you know how it is. If you turn on that car and there was water in the motor, you messed up that car. You need to take it to your mechanic. They need to drain out the oil. They need to drain this and that. They need to, at least, clean it from the inside. That costs money. And having funds separated for this is just appropriate.
Yeah, and I know that you mentioned it before, but is there a minimum amount allowed to give on a monthly basis for the APDF?
Minimum. The minimum is $10. Who cannot afford $10? Most of my plans, it runs in the whole life, it runs in the term life, and it also runs in our Guide Star program, our program for people that are elderly, but don't qualify because their health is a little iffy. But you can still set money aside to have money ready. But $10 is not going to break. $10 a month is not going to break. That's $120 a year. $120 a year. Hey, you still get three plus some dollars on interest. That'll help you. Down the road, you have a little financial difficulty. Hey, you have money there. That will give you a boost. Instead of going to the bank,
especially if you start off young,
14% interest. Oh, by the way, this money is yours. It's not the bank's. It's yours.
Yeah. Now, let's say we have a few good months work, but then all of a sudden money gets tight. Is there ability to readjust how much can be set aside?
Oh yes, that can be negotiated at any time. Some people tell me, Mr. Rubio, I got to stop putting money into it because we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and I can't afford that extra money setting it aside. Sure, not a problem. I just call the company, or we sign a paper document saying, hey, let's instead of $100, lower down to $20 or $10, or let's stop it for so long, and then we can keep carrying it on afterwards. Now, as long as you don't withdraw it, your money's making money. Okay?
Yeah.
As long as you don't withdraw it, your money is making money, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Very good. Well, I just want to once again welcome everyone to the show. You're watching RubenRubioTX live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We have a social media. You can find it on RubenRubioTX.com, where you can also ask any questions you have. If you have any personal things that you'd like to discuss with Ruben Rubio regarding insurance and how to protect your family and leave legacy, you can also set up an appointment, and Ruben Rubio will most definitely discuss what kind of options are available. And one of the things we're talking about today is the APDF, which allows you to set aside, just a little bit of money, or depending on how much you're willing to set aside for in case of an emergency, because obviously we cannot plan our next accident, as Ruben says.
Yeah, because Richard, I've heard the other one. They say, "Oh, Mr. Rubio, I accidentally got pregnant." No, you can't accidentally get pregnant. Eventually something happened, and this is now the situation. Now I need more money. Oh, then that's when we set aside more money for those days. Now, that's where we talked about that critical illness and hospitalization insurance that I offer also.
Yeah.
We plan things because when things like this happen, you need money to go into the hospital. You need money to pay for down payments, co-pays, deductibles. So if you already have an insurance, like we had mentioned previously, like the critical illness or the hospitalization, this money will provide, this type of coverage will provide for being in the hospital. Then, of course, you have the other part of the insurance, which is the, disability policy. Hey, you know what? I'm disabled. You planned for this pregnancy, but you also planned that, hey, I'm not going to be to work for the next, 7 weeks or 10 weeks. So you need money to keep coming in. And once you're at home, you can not worry about these things because you already covered yourself. And like I said, these supplement insurances are tax deductible, tax deferred, and they're good for you. And if your employer doesn't provide that for you, si patrón no lo tiene, call me and I will swing by there and I'll talk to them and I'll show them the different options that we have and how it benefits them as employers to keep their employees, to keep them. Hey, you don't want your employee that's worked for you for years to go elsewhere. You know how hard it is to train a new employee, Richard?
It's very difficult depending on the skill.
Yeah, and depending on the skill, and of course, what type of work they do. Some employees, well, it's not like they're gonna just be stacking boxes of this or that, but some employees, hey, it's my secretary. Hey, it's my accountant. Hey, it's my guy that knows how to, align things at the office or put things together, how to run the situation, a manager or an assistant manager. All these are important jobs that you want to keep them with you. You want to conserve employees as long as possible because it's better for you. And of course, you build that trust that, hey, I know this employee, he's not going to rip me off, or this employee is not going to do things he's not supposed to. Going back to the part that we talked about, being at the flea market, hey, that's a passing phase. I sometimes find agents in the flea market and I say, what are you doing here? Well, I can't sell. I'm afraid to go knock on doors, but this is not a professional setting. This is not something that's looked at very well. And then, of course, you get a bad reputation because, you didn't keep what you say. And then, it's just not a good deal,
Yeah. So, it's pretty interesting. So, when you're talking about disabilities and exactly how does the APDF fit into that? Is this also something available through supplements?
It's an emergency fund. Remember, we talked about that. The APDF will be there in the event that, hey, I don't have enough money to pay my deductible, but I'm going to pull it from my APDF to go ahead and pay. Sometimes it's $1,000, maybe $1,500 or, $2,000 deductible. Hey, the APDF will help you. If you don't have the supplement insurance, this is going to help you out. Okay. Unfortunately, that's the emergency fund that you needed in case you couldn't work or whatever is going on, 6 months living expense, because that's why I try to push the APDF. Look, everybody pays the light, the gas, the telephone bill, the gasoline for your car, the groceries at home. Most people, hey, they spend at least $100 a week on groceries.
Yeah.
Everybody eats hot dogs all the time, So people like to eat nuts, for some reason they like to eat meat or chicken, stuff like that, or splurge on the pizzas or whatever. That's why the emergency fund, just in case. Hey, you know what? We're going through a tough time, but we have a little money set aside, and let's do it till we get the next job, and life keeps on.
Yeah, and now how does this work? For tax purposes, having the APDF when you withdraw money?
It's tax deferred money that you're setting aside. Now it's like I said, it's not a 401k. It's not an annuity. It's just money that you're accumulating in case of an emergency. It falls under different rules, so you're not gonna get a 30%, withdrawal fee if you draft, $1,000. Well, what's the use of drafting $1,000 if they're gonna take $300 away? No, this is just money that you're accumulating, and it's part of your life insurance contract that it helps you out. Okay, like I said, it's not a 401k, it's not a 403b, it's not an annuity. It's just money that you're setting aside.
Now, I guess another question is, this would be like an add-on to like an insurance policy, or?
It's just an add-on that you do to your policy. That's all it is. And like I said, I explained it very thoroughly. I have the brochure. I'll show you how the brochure goes through each different question that you might have. The companies anticipate these questions because they know that the average American has questions. And like I said, I mentioned the majority of them because I'm telling you, it's not a 401k, it's not a 403b, it's not an annuity. It's just money that you're setting aside. It's not a large quantity. It's not like you're setting aside $500 a month. It's less than that. So it's not a retirement fund. It's just an emergency fund.
Yeah. Okay. And what does APDF stand for?
It's the premium deposit fund.
Okay.
Adjustable because you can adjust it. You can put $10, $50, $100. It's adjustable. You can, like you asked earlier. Well, I can't put in that much. Okay, so you don't want to put in $100? Oh, we can put in 20 or 50. It adjusts to whatever you are comfortable paying. Now, of course, I'm not an unjust agent. I will tell you, I don't think you can afford to put that much money in there unless the client tells me they can, but I try to work for my clients. I don't want to think, hey, this guy's taking advantage of me. No, I'm trying to help you out because the premium deposit fund has a little bit to do with your insurance because you're using an insurance carrier to do it with, but it's not a part of the policy. It's just there to help you out.
And I guess one more question would be, like, let's say what happens in the event if someone passes this APDF, does it go along with the insurance, like the beneficiary?
Yes,
or
it
how
does.
does it work?
It does. All these policies have, in case of something happening, there is a beneficiary and there's a contingent. In the event, the primary and the beneficiary, something happens, usually it's husband and wife or wife and husband. Well, they have kids or they have family members that help them out. I try to do the best for clients, like when they have small children. Okay, who do we trust? Other than your spouse, we need a second beneficiary. Your kid is not 18 years old yet, and even at 18 years old, they're not responsible. So you need let's put my mom, let's put my dad, let's put this other family member. That's the way we put a contingent beneficiary.
Okay. That's pretty interesting deal there. Just want to thank everyone that has joined the show today. I've been watching RubenRubioTX live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. You can find all our social media if you visit our website at RubenRubioTX.com. And as well, you can also leave your questions there. I mean, if you have any more questions regarding the APDF and how it works, like in the case of an emergency, you can leave them there, and we'll be glad to answer them on another live stream or directly if you prefer. Or if you have a question regarding insurance and you want to protect yourself and your family and protect your legacy, you can set up an appointment with Ruben Rubio as well. They're at RubenRubioTX.com. Set up the time you'd like for him to give you a call, and you'll be more than glad to discuss any of the different options out there that are available to you. Any last things you'd like to say before we say our farewell?
Well, the only thing I can think of is telling all my clients. I know we're based here in South Texas in the Valley, but guess what? I have clients through the whole state of Texas and other states. I have clients in Houston. I have clients in Waco, Dallas, San Antonio, El Paso, Midland. I go all around. So I actually have some clients that I'm going to be seeing pretty soon here in Laredo. So it's not a local agency. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. And we're out there to, do the best we can. The companies that I represent are good anywhere in the United States, or if somebody were to pass away in Mexico or the Caribbean or somewhere else, our company has phone numbers where they can contact them and contact me, and we can do different types of ways of bringing the body back or the person back. That's the way this insurance works. It's not limited just to, I'm just locally. I'm not the local, okay? I'm
Yeah. All right. So that's good. I guess we'll leave it at that. And if you have any questions, make sure to visit our website at RubenRubioTX.com. Leave them there. Make sure you like the videos, subscribe to our channels, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Ruben Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros livestream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano